Hello, it is s6e Sean. It is time for another WWE YouTuber match. Before we start this one off, I want to give a couple of shout outs to Jack Films, Toaster, Bonanza, Crazy Dude, who is a Newcastle United fan. It was in his little avatar thing. Alexandra Carr, J12 Gamer, and Shadow Flash for all coming back and leaving their comments on who they voted for fan request Friday. If you haven't done that, you can choose who is going to be the next challenger for our N60 champion by clicking the link in the description, or which appears up in the cards when you vote. Come back here and leave a comment telling us who you chose, and we will see who you have voted for the next N60 championship match on Friday in our first ever Fan Request Friday. So with that piece of administrative business out the way, let's talk about this match. Jerome and Mr. Fearless taking on DanTDM and Sir Panda. So 9 teams were victorious in the first round of WWE YouTuber and Heroes tournament matches. For the tournament to work nicely, we need to have 8 teams for the quarter-final. So we've got a playoff between 2 randomly selected teams who ended up being DanTDM's team and Jerome's team for that final quarter-final spot. Because we want to give as many of you guys and as many YouTubers a chance to be in this tournament. So that is why we have this playoff situation between DanTDM and Sir Panda versus Jerome and Mr. Fearless. Now, Jerome and Mr. Fearless maybe advanced through quite questionable circumstances when Chris Valerio and Danger Monkey's backstage brawl spilled out into the arena, costing which Wildcat got caught in the crossfire with a steel chair shot, which cost Wildcat and his partner Lord Maskman a shot, advancing to the next round. So we'll see if Jerome and Mr. Fearless can actually secure this this victory cleanly as they face off against DanTDM, who is in a little bit of, who's not at 100%. He was attacked by the tag team champions quite brutally just at the very beginning of this season. Just manages to squeak through the first round by the skin of his teeth, really. But he has got an armoured panda as his hero's partner. One of the many pandas who was submitted to us. So can DanTDM and Sir Panda overcome the odds? Because Jerome and Mr. Fearless were a very, very dominant team. So here we go. DanTDM, who is very much all at the receiving end of punishment here, is Jerome with right hands. Jerome securing his first victory in our series with that win in the first round of the tag team tournament in this playoff match to join the Elite 8 to be in the quarterfinals for this WWE YouTubers and Heroes tournament. Remember, the winning YouTuber gets an N60 championship match. The winning YouTuber gets a Heroes championship match. Remember, you can vote for who challenges for that N60 championship for Fan Request Friday. Double Russian leg sweep, nailing DanTDM. And I'll tell you what, Mr. Fearless and Jerome taking liberties at the moment of Billy Bob Webster's 5 count here, and laying in all of the double team moves. And maybe this is their strategy, make quick work of DanTDM before Sir Panda can get tagged in here. Because I'll tell you what, a kind of injured DanTDM is going to be a lot easier to manage than an armoured panda. And Mr. Fearless is 7 foot tall, he's a bear wrestler himself, and he has got all of the size and strength advantage here, and is just throwing DanTDM around like a sack of hot garbage. And now he goes German suplex, dropping DanTDM on his head, and another quick tag from Mr. Fearless to Jerome. Mr. Fearless, I mean, he terrifies me. He fills me with fear. I'm anything but fearless when looking at Mr. Fearless, and a big shoulder straight to the midsection by Jerome, and a knee to the face. 2 strong offensive moves by Jerome to DanTDM, one after the other. And now setting down up, could be looking for a running power slam here. And DanTDM could be losing this one even before Sir Panda gets brought into the mix here. And another tag to Mr. Fearless. So the other YouTubers in the next round, n6e Sean, Vanos, Popular MMOs, Big Sheep. Why am I deciding to try and remember everyone? Because I'm definitely not. Those are some of the names who DanTDM and Jerome are going to be battling to join. Craner and Think Noodles are also in the next round. A nice headbutt from Mr. Fearless there. Terrorizer and Black Heron. Mr. Fearless stomping away, mudhole stomping DanTDM, and just tags in Jerome, who is just laying the stomps in himself. And now this is the worst case scenario for DanTDM. The luck of the draw not really favouring him. Could really have done without this playoff match. He's already in a bad way. And now Jerome comes flying in with a drop kick, and maybe this could be a little bit too much for DanTDM, who fought bravely to make it into the second round. But Jerome and Mr. Fearless could be staking a claim on their place in the next round of the tournament by absolutely squashing DanTDM in this playoff match and dragging DanTDM into the middle of the ring. Jerome, who's got a new finishing move in his arsenal, a swanton bomb. Jerome doesn't usually go up top. He hits this swanton bomb, and this could be it. Hooks the leg, and that's 1, 2, and Sir Panda just coming in at the last minute. And Sir Panda sending Jerome to the outside of the ring, and now there's a Panda on the loose. An armoured Panda on the loose went to go and try and strike Jerome from the inside of the ring. Mr. Fearless tried to come up from behind, but is now taking some... What a right hand, absolutely chinned him. Those big steel gauntlets of Sir Panda catching Mr. Fearless, and just before DanTDM could try and make that tag, Jerome just goes on, and I think Mr. Fearless, annoyed at being embarrassed by Panda, dragging Jerome off of DanTDM and wants to lay in some offense of his own. DanTDM in the corner now. Look at that. DanTDM is sat on the top rope, and he is still not taller than Mr. Fearless. And a German suplex in. Look at the athleticism of Mr. Fearless. Still managing to stay on the top rope. Look at this. Goes for a big splash, but nobody home. And DanTDM, it's important you make a tag here, mate, because you have had a... Oh, and he hits the diamond cutter. But I still don't think that is going to be enough, and makes the tag now to Sir Panda. Sir Panda is in the ring and is now dealing right hands to Mr. Fearless. We've got an angry armoured Panda against a Russian bear wrestler. Big bear bomb to Mr. Fearless, who has experience of wrestling large mammals. And now picks Jerome up by his neck. Can be looking for a suplex here. Is Mr. Fearless going to be compos mentis enough to try and interrupt that suplex? But he doesn't. And look at that. Reverse DDT catching Sir Panda from behind. And this is now essentially a 2-on-1 handicap match, because I don't think DanTDM is going to be able to be in any fit state to return to this ring swinging net breaker. And if Mr. Fearless and Jerome can just as a team work together to whittle down Sir Panda, then welcome to the next round. Fearless, oh, and look at that. Sir Panda trying to shove away Mr. Fearless, but just slingshots back with a huge clothesline. And look at the strength of Mr. Fearless. That is a panda, people. That is a grown panda being thrown around like a sack of potatoes. And could be looking for that gut wrench powerbomb. His finishing maneuver. Gut wrench powerbomb. And I think this could be the biggest upset we've seen. A domination by Mr. Fearless and Jerome. 1, 2... And oh, Sir Panda just kicking out at 2 of Mr. Fearless finishing manoeuvre. A little bit more left in the tank of Sir Panda. Right hand to the midsection of Sir Panda. DanTDM looking in all sorts of trouble on the outside. Another big bear bomb from Sir Panda. And maybe that armour just supplying enough protection. And Samoan drop dropping Mr. Fearless. Could Sir Panda and DanTDM turn this around? It's looking unlikely, but these right hand, and what a courageous showing this would be. Big shot, oh, and that is a big old meathead. Look at this, headbutting through the armour of Sir Panda. And now Jerome back in the ring, stomping away on Sir Panda. Look at this, aggression by Jerome. Rights and kicks, swinging net breaker. Could be looking for that swanton once again. On the outside, hits the swanton, but this time from a slingshot to the outside. Probably just as effective. Hooks the leg. That's 1, but now DanTDM flying in the ring, knowing that he needed to save that. Big clothesline by desperation by DanTDM, hopefully buying his Panda some time to recuperate. Kick to the midsection. Planting Jerome face first with that. And look, DanTDM looks so small. In a match with a giant man in a suit with a Chewbacca head, an armoured panda and a bear wrestler. DanTDM in the land of the giants here, and Jerome slung into the turnbuckle, and now DanTDM making another appearance in this match. Has he been able to recuperate from that damage he's taken early doors? Double flapjack plants Jerome in the middle of the ring. DanTDM is the legal man in here. And now Sir Panda with a choke bomb. Look at the strength of Panda. Picking up Jerome like a dead weight, and could be looking for a diamond cutter here. Hits the diamond cutter. But DanTDM, knowing that maybe that's just not enough diamond cutters to be going on with, hits a second. That's got to be 2 diamond cutters in a row. But Mr. Fearless out of nowhere, slinging DanTDM up with a suplex. And look at that, throws him far away so he can't even crawl to make the cover. Jerome could be capitalising here. Tries to crawl to his partner to make the tag, but DanTDM to his feet and just stabs with a stomach spear into Mr. Fearless. Right hands, knife edge chops, quick jabs, another diamond cutter. 3 diamond cutters to Jerome. We know how lethal the diamond cutter is. Could DanTDM turn this around? Diamond bomb as well, knowing that he needs to be putting the exclamation mark on this offense. Jerome in all sorts of trouble. DanTDM with no hanging around, just hitting signature move after signature move. Could have capitalised then with Mr. Fearless maybe being off of the apron. Irish whip. Drops down, leapfrogs. Could be just seeing Jerome building up some momentum here, but it backfires. Shoulder blocks from Jerome. Spinning backdrop plants DanTDM. Could be looking for that swanton bomb once again. Plants DanTDM with a DDT. DanTDM maybe trying to use Jerome's momentum to build up for a super diamond cutter. It's backfired. Jerome's gone up top looking for the swanton. Nobody home from that high risk manoeuvre. And now DanTDM with another diamond cutter. Manages to knock Mr. Fearless off the ropes. Can DanTDM win this playoff match for his team? That's 1, 2, and that's, oh, Jerome kicks out just at 2. And now DanTDM tagging in Sir Panda. Mr. Fearless is miles away from his partner. And Sir Panda with 1, 2, and that is 3. And DanTDM and Sir Panda secure their place in the quarterfinals. We thought that this playoff match could have been just a little bit too much for DanTDM to overcome with his injuries that he sustained at the hands of the tag team champions earlier on in the season. But when you got an armoured Panda, it makes life a lot easier. We've got our quarterfinals, guys. They're going to start very, very soon. But on Friday, it is Fan Request Friday. Make sure if you have voted, you can vote once a day. So head over to the Fun Kids website, smack down your vote for who you want to see challenge our N60 champion in the next match. There will be links of how to do so in the description, and make sure you come back and let us know in the comments who you voted for. I've been N60 Sean. Drop liking and subscribing and all of the other things that you do, guys. Have an amazing day. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.